So, big news, or at least some news. Pearl is changing, and to no one's surprise, it is the B site that is changing. Here is the tweet from Play Valorant. Get ready for a slightly different looking Pearl B site starting June 6th in patch 6.11. Preview the changes are dropped here, so let's just dive straight into the changes, shall we? So this is obviously what it looks like right now, the kind of upper part of the ramp here, and this is what it will look like. So this is what has been changed. And obviously, notably, a couple things have changed. Obviously, this back wall here has been pushed in, meaning there is kind of no little place to play there for the attackers. And in general, most of these changes are kind of defender-sided changes to help with defending on B, which is much needed because this side is a mess, as we all know. There is still seemingly a little corner there, but not big enough to stand behind, I'm pretty sure. So you kind of won't be able to, just kind of lurk and sit back here anymore. And of course, the actual little platform here has changed as well. Obviously, it used to look like this. It seems to have gotten smaller overall. And now there is only this little step to actually come on rather than the whole kind of thing that they had before, which is good because the kind of back and forth, particularly, if you watch a lot of pro games, you will have seen, a lot of pro players just like moving up and down across this and, little headshot angles and all of that. And so, yeah, this seems like a good change overall. Now, I would guess, and this is a guess, because this space, of course, with this getting smaller, has widened. I would guess that a smoke, be it Astra, Omen, Brim, whatever, is still big enough to fill all of this space. That is my guess. I don't know that, but I would assume that that is the case, because if not, and maybe only a Viper Orb is big enough for it, then that would have pretty, somewhat significant effect on the map. But I'm fairly certain that they would have made this so that a smoke, can still fully bloom here. And that, defenders couldn't see you cross across to this part of it. So, I'm not sure too much will change there. But obviously, this, again, is good in general for the defenders. There's kind of less space to play here for the attackers. They're going to be more open. Opping down B seems, like it's going to be more viable, essentially, because of this, right? Because there is less spaces for them to be at. So if you are, a good operator player down B, get ready to have some fun. Okay, the next change we've got is towards the actual kind of back screens here. And you can see it's changed quite a bit here. It's gotten a lot thicker, essentially. Shorter and thicker, essentially, is what this has got. Kind of, again, I'm not sure. This one I'm not fully sure on. I'm not sure if a smoke will come across this or not. But this now has, beforehand, you would have to, place like 2 smokes here, right? Or unless it was like a harbor wall or a viper wall, obviously. But now it's gonna be, less essentially, right? It's not gonna be. I don't know if 1 smoke's gonna fit in that. I would think a viper orb definitely will. But maybe also normal smokes will, and so therefore you'll only need 1 smoke to smoke this off, which is good for the defenders again, and also might help with some of the controller meta and kind of, maybe you can play different controllers if you only need 1 smoke. You don't have to play like Harbor Viper kind of stuff on it as much. Maybe that's more doable now, if that is the case. And obviously, we've also added these little boxes here as well, right? And these boxes, again, obviously are giving, I assume maybe this is like a little headshot angle on this one. Again, not fully sure, but you can also, come up here as well if you want and actually hop on top of the screens if you want. So, even non-jets, non-omens, non-razors can get on top of this if they want to as well. So again, definitely defender-sided, definitely helping the defenders out in these cases. And I like this change. I think this is a good change overall. Okay, towards the actual kind of backside of elbow itself, we got a change here as well. Where this has been widened out, as you can see, giving defenders, again, just an extra space to play in. So, yeah, as I said, pretty much all these changes are going to be defender-sided, obviously allowing you to kind of, hide in this corner away from stuff. And, this is an angle now that attackers will have to check when they're coming towards elbow. Basically, pretty much all parts of the site are getting harder to come through, which is good. That's what we want. And, yeah, this, again, I don't think this will be like a crazy change that completely changes the map, but again, it's just a nice little thing for defenders. And then finally, we've got this as well. The kind of little platform here in the middle of the site is also getting wider, getting thicker, as you can see just there. So again, just helping defenders probably, make this an actual angle you can kind of play behind if people are just rushing down B. you'll have more cover in this area in general to, hide behind it and potentially swing from either side. So again, basically all of these things have been done to help the defenders. Now, I do still think that, the kind of common, plant on the site, come down here, run all the way back, post plant stuff will still exist. I still think that that will be a thing you see on this map, but one, it won't be maybe as easy to potentially get in onto the site, and two, it might be harder to do that as well, particularly if one smoke or, something can fit across this, or, like definitely a sage wall. I mean, you can sage wall across the normal one anyway, but, a sage wall would definitely get across this and cover it pretty well. So, yeah, there will definitely be options, and I think, we all knew that this site needed a change. I think that, will this completely fix all of the problems? Probably not, but is it a change in the right direction? I would say yes. I would say this is probably similar to, a lot of the changes we've seen, like the split changes. It didn't completely fix, like, every problem with the map, I don't think, but I do think, the map was better for it, and I think this Pearl B site as well will definitely be better for these changes, no doubt.